Alright, guys, I think you realize that it is time for yet another episode. Today, we're not exactly doing an unboxing and review, but more so a just kind of review on the entire collection. You guys have seen, hopefully by now, all the individual videos where I unboxed and reviewed the watches that are here currently in my collection, with the exception of the Monta Ocean King. And I will absolutely explain to you guys why I decided to sell that one and acquire another one of these pieces. But I kind of wanted to do a succinct synopsis with everything and just kind of show you guys all at once of why I have the collection that I do, and also some of the prices that I paid for them, and kind of just do a review on the reasons why I really do happen to love the watches. So, anyways, guys, so during week one of a month, I wear the trusty. Oh, by the way, just in the background, just to let you guys know, it's the Wristwatch Handbook, Comprehensive Guide to Mechanical Watches by Ryan Schmidt. Highly suggest you guys picking it up and reading it if you guys are, heavy watch fans such as I am. Just very cool, very interesting, and gives you really a good insight into kind of the different complications that go into many kinds of watches. But anyways, let's get back to this show today. So the first watch up, you guys know, is the Raymond Wheel. You guys have seen the review on it, so I'm not going to go into too many details. But what's unique and what's great about this watch that I love is, of course, I've said it before, it's the skeletonized movement. I mean, you guys can kind of really see it here. You guys can see it through like the entire movement, which is really nice. Now that I have the book and the other watches behind it, which is really nice. So that's the reason why I love this watch. Again, skeleton piece. It's just really a great attraction to a lot of people. I think it helps to just kind of keep the collection a little bit different and diversified. And to me, it's like a great novelty piece almost. So, of course, I also love the style and design on this. The blued hour markers, and then the hands as well. So this watch is just absolutely unbelievable, and I do wear that one during the first week of the month. So just to let you guys know, I did pick that one up via Joma Shop for $1,245. This one, retail price on it is $2,550. So I got it at a 12, 24, approximately 51-ish% off. Now the cheapest it is on Joma Shop is $1,295. Remember, I made an original video where it said that it was sold out, it was out of stock, and it actually was, but I guess they got more in. I don't know if it was like open box stuff or whatever, but it is now $1,295 on Joma Shop. Anyways, getting back to the watch collection here. Of course, this is the watch that I'm wearing this week. As you guys can see, it's currently running, and I'm keeping pretty good time. I don't necessarily care about that, but of course, as many of you already know, the Oris Aquis Clean Ocean, limited edition to 2,000 pieces worldwide. Mine is number 454, I believe. No, I'm sorry, 464. I do apologize for that. Sometimes I don't remember the own number. But, again, the reason why I have this watch is because, it's a dive piece, which I think, everyone kind of needs to have one in their collection. But also because, it's a beautiful blue. It's a different ceramic bezel. They're not going to probably make another one of these kinds of Orises again. It's limited edition. It's a little bit different than the regular blue one that they have, or the green Hulk version. This one, is a great size at 39.5 millimeters. Screw down crown, obviously 300 meters of water resistance, which you could do whatever you want pretty much with that as a human being, because you're not going to even go down that far. But what I love about this watch, besides the fact that it is limited edition, and besides the fact that I love that what Oris did a little differently with this Aquis compared to the other ones, is that it does support a good cause. It really is a great piece, very comfortable. I like the fact that it's got that cool, medallion of crushed plastic on the back of it. And again, like I said, the fact that there are only 2,000 of them out there, I mean, I don't know if it makes it more valuable necessarily. I mean, I think it personally does. I think in the long run, this will, just be a great watch that'll hold halfway, very, very halfway decent value. But it's just the cause that it supports, and I just, I love the colors on it, which is wonderful. So, again, with this particular piece, the Oris, retails for $2,300. I ended up getting it for $1,598 on chrono24.com, which is approximately 31% off. Now the cheapest that I see is on Chrono24 at $1,884. So, pretty halfway decent deal on that. Coming to the next piece here, the Tissot. As you guys can see, I did take off the leather band on it. To be honest with you guys, I personally, and I'm not knocking anyone who keeps it on, but I'm not really a fan of leather bands, especially with it being like summer and everything else like that. You could always put it back on in the in the winter time, but I always prefer stainless steel bands, especially for sweat and other purposes. Band that I got is from Strapsco. Be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of the band. I may end up changing this band out. It's kind of like, as you guys can hear, it's kind of like cheap and a little crappy, to be honest with you. Gets kind of like stuck in certain parts. I feel like the construction on it is just not very good whatsoever. But I just want to at least have it on a strap to begin with, and like I said, I may end up getting like another band for this one because I'm not the biggest fan of this. But again, the reason why I have this watch, guys, is because hand wind movement. I mean, I think that almost every watch enthusiast almost needs to have a manual wind movement. So remember, there's no rotor in the back. You have to manually wind it by hand, and then the seconds hand will will move and things like that. And you got to wind it on pretty much a daily basis, at least every day, 24 hours to 36 hours for it to work. But the other cool thing that I like about this is that it does have a 46-hour power reserve. And like I mentioned, it's like there's like a slip clutch right over here. So when you're like winding the barrels, it almost like doesn't overwind itself, which is just kind of cool, which I think that's the reason why this watch was a little bit more expensive. But I think everyone needs to have, somewhat of a vintagey hand wind watch in their collection, because it's, just a little old school, and it kind of really represents the heritage of how watches started off, which was manual winding. They didn't start off as automatics. So again, with this particular piece here, the Tissot, retails for $995. I got it for $620.88, which is approximately 38% off. Cheapest now that I see is from Watch Warehouse at $614. So I guess I could have gotten it a little bit cheaper, but it's only by a few dollars. It wasn't like it was by like $100 or something like that. And then the last one, of course, during the last week of the month, it is the Hamilton Viewmatic here, which I've showed you guys. And, I really just kind of needed a kind of like a last kind of finishing watch for the last week of the month, rotating one watch per week. So I've had Hamilton before, happen to really like them. They are very durable brand, very well known in the industry, especially within Swatch. They come with the advanced movements because of course Swatch owns ETA movements. Sorry. So this watch to me was it's got the H10 movement. It's like 80 hours of power reserve or something like that, which I obviously won't need. But just a simple, very cool, very elegant, everyday kind of watch. You can wear this with almost anything. I like the dial on it as well. So that's the reason why, I got that one. It's also very, very comfortable on the wrist. All the watches were pretty much easy to size when you have the right tools. Jeweler screwdrivers or little push pin kind of things with a little hammer will do the trick, especially with like this one. Like this particular one, it's push pins. So you'll push them out. Usually there's like an arrow down on one of these and it'll tell you which way to push them out. But in this case, there's no arrow, so you can push them out or put them in either way. In the middle of the links, they have like little pin holders, so it's good for really holding the links in place. Very durable. So that's the reason why, of course, I got that one. Just to have another watch. I could have went with, I guess, a Mito or something like that, but I don't know. There was just something about the Hamilton that's just a great look to it. Happen to really like the brand. Never really had a problem with it. I'm going to get this one personally back on the wrist because this is the one that I'm wearing this week, at least through tomorrow anyways, because today is Saturday. I wear my watches Monday morning through Sunday night and then re-rotate on Monday morning again. So with the Hamilton, this one here, it retails for $775. I got it for $454.49, which is approximately 41% off. And believe it or not, I got it via Zappos.com, which was unbelievable. The shoe place, or that's what they're known for. The cheapest now that I do see is via Timepiece.com at $484.98, if you guys are interested in that. But anyways, that was the brief little kind of video, about my collection, including, of course, my Oris, which I happen to love. And thank you guys for all watching that video and all your comments. I really appreciate it. Anything that you guys want to see with watches or any questions that you guys have, please feel free to ask them. There's only one more thing that I kind of want to go over, and it has to do with what you guys kind of see here, as well as obviously what you guys see with this watch here. One of the themes, big themes of my collection is that I personally don't like quartz watches. I won't get too much into it, but the difference between like quartz versus an automatic or a manual is that theoretically, I mean, not so much with a manual wind, but more so with a an automatic or whatever it is. As long as you're constantly moving, the watch will never stop. Accuracy is one thing; it'll gain, it'll lose time, depending on how it's regulated, and that's kind of like one thing. But with all these pieces, including, of course, the Oris. You guys see the smooth sweeping seconds hand. In a quartz watch, you'll see a dead seconds hand. Actually, I'm going to pause this video for a second. Okay, guys, and we're back. So just to show you guys really the biggest differences here, just really, really briefly and extremely quickly as well, to say the least. So let me just show you guys this so you guys can just kind of see the big difference. The watch on the right is a quartz, and the watch on the left is an automatic. The one on the right has what is considered a dead seconds hand, so it stops, it goes, and then it stops, and then it goes. Whereas the automatic, it just is a smooth sweeping seconds hand. So the reason why I do have all automatic watches is because honestly, I never really want to change a battery ever again. I could do it. I've done it before. It's actually very easy to do. What you do is you just kind of pop off the case back on these things. There's usually like a little lip. That's, on one of the, it's always somewhere in these things. Actually, it's right in the top corner over there, although it may be a little hard for you guys to see it. But you pop it right off, you open up the case back, and then obviously you change the battery. But, as one of my buddies says, who really got me into watches, every second of a quartz watch ticking just kind of gets it closer to its death, to its end of battery or end of its movement life. So that's the reason why I have, that's my kind of overall thing is that once you get into automatic and or mechanical watches, which are hand winds, it's a little hard to go back to quartz. So anyways, that's my little brief explanation on that. Hope you guys enjoyed that little demonstration. Again, if you guys want me to go more into quartz versus automatic and mechanicals, I absolutely will. But until I get some questions or some comments on that, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you again so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep sending in all your comments. I've been appreciating everyone's positive feedback and replying to everybody, and also getting to know you guys a little bit better. And to those who have purchased maybe one or more of these watches because of my reviews, hey, listen, spot on. I think it's great. Great choices, and they're really great watches in the long run. They'll really last you a lifetime. For the next episode, as I promised, I'm going to go into the timing machine, which I think will be pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys kind of how that works and how I use it to store my watches at night. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.